Okay, guys. Well, welcome back here. It's John. We have a special guest here tonight. His name is Jason Missel. He is running for council in Gander, Newfoundland. We're going to be asking him a couple questions just to see what's going on here. And then we're going to try to get my wife out of the background while we do this interview, because all I hear is pots and pans hitting the table and hitting the stove. So she's telling me it's almost ready for supper here, and I know she's hungry. She's worked a long day as well. So anyway, guys, further ado here. Oh, my wife decided to come back in the picture. Get out of my picture. Tell you, that's what it's like to be married to a Filipino, guys. It's all a venture. Anyway, guys, let's welcome Jason to the stage here, and we'll go from there and we'll start our questions off. Hey, Jay, how's it going, man?
How's everybody doing?
Not too bad at all. Not too bad.
Excuse the mess in the background. Just been sorting out my office the last couple
Oh,
days.
don't worry about it. Look at me. I'm here in my kitchen, right? So it is what it is. So what's the weather like down there?
This evening's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. I seen you on your little debate there the other night.
hmm
I have a question, dude. I have one question for you. Why did you say you're a nobody?
Because I am.
Everybody's a somebody, Jay.
Hang on
Everybody's a
now. Hang
somebody.
on now. If you look into politics, most people in politics are university students, people like that. What I mean by nobody is somebody. I'm somebody that's not in university. Somebody that's just a normal Joe.
Okay. Okay.
Right?
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll agree with that. I agree with that. But when
Oh,
you're
you're.
positive about yourself, that's what I found a little bit distracting there in your debate. Uh, so you answered a couple of questions there. So what's your idea about keeping people safe in Gander?
Well, keeping people safe in Gander.
I mean, okay, so
Increase.
I hear
Well,
a
first
lot
off.
of things about speeding down there, people getting hit by fast cars, and this and that, the other thing. Cops
Yeah.
not being there when they're supposed to be, and so on and so forth. How would you address that?
Well, the easiest way to do that is put more funding into the police department here in Gander, because the police
Okay,
department here in Gander not only patrols Gander, but they actually patrol the outlining towns here in Gander. Also,
okay,
like I said on the debate, putting in a speed camera in the school zones, especially because I have three kids at had them at three different schools. Now they're at two different schools, and I've
okay,
seen myself like where people are just flying through there, even with speed bumps and stuff like that.
okay, okay. Okay, and there's another issue. I know it's all over Canada. Actually, we have the same trouble up here in BC. Uh, Finding doctors and nurses that want to stay within the community to help the people that are around there.
The thing is with that is we're not offering enough for the doctors to stay here. We're not offering enough for the nurses to stay here. We're not offering housing. We're not offering a budget for them. We're just like, hey, you come here work for basically minimum wage. I know they make more than minimum wage, but
Mm-hmm.
for the years that they go to school and things like that, they're not getting what they're putting into it. They're not getting back.
Okay, so you as a candidate now, if you were elected, what would you do to like throw incentives out there for them doctors and them nurses that want to come into Gander and practice their medicine there and stay with you guys?
Well, it comes down to work and work life balance, right? They got to have a work
Okay.
life balance. So we got to get enough people here that they can have that first off.
Okay.
And second of all, affordable housing, especially starting out. Like if you're
Uh-huh.
just a new nurse or something like that, you're probably, well, let's say, $120,000 in debt or whatever it is. Let's make
Mm-hmm.
affordable housing so that that way they could pay off their loans faster, and then they'll stay here. Why not?
Okay. 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 And then I don't know if you have the same thing as us up here. I know it's a lot worse up here, but we have what we call a lot of homeless up here. Now that has to do with obviously property. The inflation of what property is going for and housing and so on and so forth. Uh, do you think you're able to, or what would you do to solve that problem in your area?
The thing is, and I see it a lot around, especially the outlying countries, communities and stuff like that. You see a
Mhm.
lot of Airbnbs, and I
Okay.
think that, which is fine. Don't get me wrong. If you want to have an Airbnb, by all means, but it should be regulated as a business and it should be taxed as such,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
right? And not only
So,
that, another thing we should be doing is regulating rent, because right now a landlord can go, "Hey, I think I deserve this much for rent,"
mhm.
and just charge basically whatever they feel like.
Okay. So basically, you want to put like a cap on the rental thing and stuff
Hundred
like that.
percent,
Is that what you're talking about?
100%.
Okay. 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 Um, what else here? I know family's a big thing for you guys back there. Um, what are you doing now that you think will benefit the families within your area?
Well, right now, like I said, I'm just running right now, but I think what I've got planned putting forward is more focusing on the youth and the family dynamic,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And like I said, working with the elderly and stuff like that is great and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, what are we leaving for the next generation? What are we putting here that the next generation wants to stay here and have this community as well?
Okay. Okay. And as for like people that are doing without and stuff like that, does your campaign have anything to do with them people as well?
Oh, 100%. Like getting more halfway houses, getting clean halfway houses.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that mentioned once. I've heard a few times where people are like, "Oh, we can get more halfway houses. We can get more halfway houses," but we need more clean halfway houses where you come in and if you're drunk or you're under the influence in any way, shape, or form, sorry, you don't have a place to go. And I think that'll push more of the community to clean their act
Okay.
and thrive towards getting. And not only that, putting these programs. Putting these people back to school, putting these people through job training or whatever.
Mhm. Okay. So now this thing about I know Mr. Trump is in there for the next 3 years or whatever he is in there.
Hmm.
What sort of effects do you find that's having on Gander in a whole?
For Gander in a
And
whole, not
what can you do as a city councilman to help alleviate some of that pressure?
well. The thing is like any city councilman, like even there in BC, we have the ear of the MPs and stuff like that. So, and not only that, the government as well. So we got
Mhm,
to
mhm.
push as council members to say, "Hey, listen, we need help." Right?
Okay,
We can't just sit behind a desk and go, "You know what? I'm just going to do with the budget what I got right now, and
okay.
that's going to be it." We have to push so we can push things into our community.
Mhm. And what about your like your small businesses and stuff like that? What are you going to do to try to keep that within the community and not have them like uh, pack up and go somewhere else because well business is better down there.
See, small business is one of those things. Is we tax cuts for sure. For small businesses, 100% tax cuts for sure. Because, like I said, it's a mom and pop shop, and they've been here for God knows how many years. They're not like Walmart or things like that. They're just mom and pop shops. So, helping them out, why not tax higher rates for the bigger corporations that can pay it in hindsight, and give mom and pop shops a break, and not only that, promote them. I see that a lot of here in Gander where they're not promoted through
Okay.
Gander. Like we have the festival flight here in Gander, and I was actually talking to a bar owner the other day because I've been going around a lot of businesses that are affected by tourism and stuff like that,
Mhm, mhm,
and they're
mhm.
not promoting the bars. They're not saying, "Hey, we're going to give you this so you can do this." Right?
Okay. Okay. So you as a councilman, what do you think you can bring to the table that nobody else can?
Understanding,
Okay.
understanding what it's like to be poor, understanding what it's like to live on the streets, understanding to know what it's like to not know where your next meal is coming from.
Okay. 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 Do you want to any more to that sort of story, or I mean, like, you know, that's fine.
Like,
Okay. Like, I
like what?
mean, you got to express a little bit more here. I mean,
Well,
yeah, I understand.
I left home when I was 17. I wasn't forced out of home. My parents never kicked me out or anything like that. But of course, I was
Mhm.
young, and I'm 40 years old now. But I was young and thought I knew everything, and well, guess what? I didn't. Um, I was a drug addict. I'm openly admit that. I've got no problems admitting that at all.
Mhm.
I've been clean now 18 years.
Okay.
I've been married now 2 years. I've been the same woman for 15 years. She's the love of my life,
Congratulations.
right? And we are raising our three grandkids here in Gander. And like I
Mhm.
said, just knowing that there's something here for them when their future is ready to come up, right? Like schooling, outside schooling, like they just opened the nursing program here in Gander, which is great. But like I
Okay.
said, we need more.
What made you, okay, here's a question for you. What made you get off the couch and decide, okay, enough is enough. I'm going to run?
Oddly enough, you're not the only one to ask me this question. And the thing is, I've been thinking about it for a long time. I'm a very political person. Like, I watch the news like everybody else does, but I also think about like, okay, what can change? What needs to change, right?
Mhm.
And like I said,
Mhm.
I'm not a university student. I've got a grade 12 education,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
But anybody that's got eyes in their head, let's say, can see that things do need to change in every community right across Canada, right? It's not just here in Gander, it's literally right across Canada. We're seeing influxes of job losses. We're looking at no doctors, no nurses, and things like that. And it's just to the point now, like we all, as Canadian citizens, need to get together. And just by getting in the council, that's just my start.
Okay. 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 That sounds good. That sounds good. Your slogan is "You're for the people."
Yep. Putting people
Explain.
before politics.
Okay. Explain.
Explain it's exactly what it says. It's I don't want to be a person behind a desk. I want to be the person that if I'm out shopping or whatever, you can come up to me and say, "Hey, listen, what's going on? Like, why
Okay.
is this being done?" Right?
All
I don't
right.
want to
All
be a
right.
person. I don't want to be a person that's just there as a face or just he's counsel whatever. No, I actually want to be somebody you can approach and say, Jason, why are they putting a new road here that they just did like 4 years ago?
Mhm.
Right? Or why don't we have this building torn down? Or why this? So that way I can look at people and say, you know what? Here's your answers. Right?
Okay. Okay.
I find it so hard for the community to get answers because it's so convoluted,
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
right? In the way things are worded and stuff like that. And I'm talking about the younger generation and the older generation. Like it's so just make it simple.
Okay. Okay. So you're for the people. Um, Now, is that young, old, everything? For the
Everything.
people,
I
right?
don't have a demographic.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
actually
Okay.
asked that. I was actually asked that while I was doing my campaign. A friend of mine asked me that, and I looked him straight in the face. I said, "Demographic." I said, "No." I said, "I'm as a council person. I can't have a demographic. I'm here for the community."
Yeah. Exactly.
And
Yeah.
and he just kind of looked at me like I've never heard it that way. I said, "Yeah, I'm here for the community. I'm not just here for young, old, middle aged, whatever. I'm here for the entirety of the community, all the businesses, everything."
Okay. Um, do you really think you can make a difference?
I think I can have a voice. The difference is made. Like I'm not the only one on council, right? And the difference is made that we all agree on council. We work as a team,
Okay.
and we push for these things to make our community better.
Yeah. So you're one of these people that are ready to fight for the people.
100%.
100%. Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good to hear. Okay, Jason. Well, that's about all the time we have for here tonight. I much appreciate you coming on here and saying what you had to say there. And I wish you nothing but the best.
No, thank you
And
very much.
good luck with your campaign. And hopefully, we'll see you sitting on one of those big old fancy chairs in the office. Hopefully, we won't. Like you
Well,
said,
hopefully you won't. Hopefully I'll be out in the
you're going to be
community.
out and about and talking with the people. And I just hope you're one of these people that will keep your word.
Oh,
I mean,
definitely.
a lot of people that I dealt with in the past, like politicians, they say, "Yeah, okay, yeah, we're for the people," and the next thing you know, they're not. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
I've dealt with that in the past as well. Like, and I've looked at politicians like, hey, where do you stand on this? And they can't answer me,
yeah, exactly.
right?
So
And
I just want to make sure that for my viewers, I mean, I have a lot of viewers in Newfoundland as well. Uh, so hopefully they hear your voice and we can get your face across and get you elected into one of those big fancy chairs, like I said. All right. Have a great night, buddy. Thanks for
Thank you very
coming
much.
on the show.
Okay, buddy. Bye.